This is Things You Might Not Have Heard, and I am Jay Clifton Payne, and in the queue for you today, 8 stories from yesterday, the past day, vetted as conversational by you. They cover topics that include information, politics, current events, and pop culture news. Now, we're talking a bit of Marine Le Pen and some trouble she's in. Also, Wile Coyote not in trouble anymore, per se, and Lady Gaga with all the news that you really want to hear about, so we're going to put her last, of course. Stick to the end, you will enjoy it. But we have 5 other stories in that big queue, including some Donald Trump stuff as well. So we'll get to that, explaining the vetting process at the end of the program, or middle technically, because we do ads at the end. And you'll see how we picked the 8 stories for today for you today. Now, today happens to be Tuesday, April the 1st, 2025. No particular order as the stories will present to you are here, but we'll remind you very quickly that our website home is theconversationproject.com, where you can find out all you will need to find out about how we do things here for the Conversation Project and our real mission around here. Plus, you can email us with your comments, concerns, and any questions you have at the conversation inbox at gmail.com. Story number 1. Like I said, no particular order as these stories are coming by. We'll explain how engagement works to get these stories in. But right now, we're kicking it off with Le Pen, and she is having some issues. The far right court in France has found, or the court in France has found the far right leader to be guilty of embezzlement. Now, Marine Le Pen, who's the leader of the France's far-right national rally, the RN party, has been convicted of embezzling European Union funds, resulting in a 5-year ban from seeking public office. The verdict effectively disqualifies her from participating in the next election in 2027 to be the next president of France. Not happening. She received a 4-year prison term with 2 years suspended and the remaining 2 years be served under house arrest. Additionally, she's fined 100,000 euros. The court found that Le Pen and other RN members misused over 4 million euros of funds from the union for individuals and the European Parliament. And their assistants were, in reality, using it for French party folks. So while she was working for the EU, she took those euros that should have went to her EU staff and paid some folks back in France. Not good. The ruling delivers a significant blow to Le Pen's political career and the RN movement, essentially because she was going to run for president coming up literally next year. The party was secured 123 seats in the National Assembly last time, faces uncertainty as leadership's and future direction is now in turmoil. Le Pen has consistently said no wrongdoing, nothing was done wrong, everything's on up and up. Now, Jordan Barrett, RN's current president and Le Pen's protege, condemned the verdict, labeling it an overreach and a threat to the French democracy. We know that Macron is out. We know he's done at the end of his term, so he's basically trying to find what's next in his career and what's next in the life of his party. But right now, we know that the battle he's had with Le Pen are going to be paused, at least party by party, as she is now barred for the 4-year term, meaning she can't run in the next 2 years for the shot at being the president. Donald Trump is angry at Vladimir Putin for not signing on a dotted line and going with the ceasefire and wrapping things up. Meanwhile, what is Putin actually doing? He signed a decree to call up 160,000 more Russians for military service. A new decree signed by President Vladimir Putin of Russia conscripted 160,160,000 Russian citizens for military service during the spring draft, scheduled from April to July of this year. This conscription targets men between the age of 18 and 30, with the initiative representing the largest conscription campaign in Russia since 2011, where they got over 200,000 individuals drafted at that time. It also marks an increase from about 150,000 conscripts called up in the previous spring draft. So Russia needs troops. Russia needs bodies. Russia needs people to go out there on the lines and put their lives on there. This is going to bring in soldiers, sailors, sergeants, non-commissioned officers all across the board. Conscription will be put into military service right now going forward. And it also will essentially kill the discharge that many of the folks already in discharge have there. So people who are already conscripted will get their time served and go away until they're re-returned to whatever when they run out of bodies. But for right now, it's fresh troops as they need to continue this war thing, despite working towards peace, although not very well, apparently. The conscription drive aligns with Russia's ongoing efforts to bolster its military capacities in the region of Ukraine and not to back down, although they're supposed to be working for peace and not very well, apparently. Elon Musk inserted himself into the Wisconsin's voter consciousness by doing the thing he did for the national election, offering up money, small money, for people to sign a petition saying they believe in the non-belief of activist judges. And in the process, decided, you know what, I'll give this $1 million away here as well. So he arrived in Wisconsin wearing the cheese hat, doing all the things to distribute $2 million checks to two Wisconsin voters who are following their line for signing this actual petition and supposedly voting in the election for the state Supreme Court. The decision to reject a legal challenge was basically upheld by a court there, so he got a chance to pay that money to those people. The unanimous ruling comes just minutes before Russ actually went to a rally in Green Bay to put off that money, to sign those checks to get that money in. This event presented to Ascaria Distler and Nicholas Jacobs, both who had signed this petition to opposing activist judges. Jacobs is noted as the chair of the Wisconsin College Republicans, so they have some money and skin in the game. Wisconsin Attorney General Josh Kuhl had previously filed a lawsuit arguing that Musk's offer violated state laws prohibiting inducements to vote, i.e. paying folks for a vote. But the way the actual thing is written, it's a survey. It's not saying you're voting for, you're just saying you're agreeing with the ideals that we want you to vote for, and then you get a check. It works that way. Musk's involvement has intensified the already high-profile Wisconsin Supreme Court race, and essentially being the highest Supreme Court race ever, as far as money coming in from both George Soros and Elon Musk and many other folks with a little extra cash to hopefully swing the Supreme Court in the favor of a Republican way to help them have more sway in the elections going forward. Let's move on to story number 4 this morning. And this is an interesting one from our take. Now, Adolescence is a Netflix show. It's based in the UK. It's a show about a teenager who gets into some very, very bad things and has to go through what is adolescence and the consequences of what's happening. Now, this actual series, the drama series from Netflix, will be screened in secondary schools across the UK to initiate discussions on the detrimental effects of social media on teenagers. The initiative has received backing by British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, who emphasized the importance of addressing online harms affecting online people. It follows the 13-year-old boy accused of fatally stabbing a female classmate and delves into the themes of online radicalization and the influence of social media. Since its release on March 13th, it's been one of the highest rated series ever on Netflix. The first episode attracted 6.5 million viewers in the UK itself. Now, the decision to incorporate the series into educational curriculum aims to help students better understand issues such as misogyny, also online radicalization, and the importance of healthy relationships. Starmer is very cheeked up about this one because it says it's a valuable tool to facilitate critical conversations within young people. I know if my kid were going to watch this, this would be a kind of a very tough permission slip to actually sign. I think eventually I do that, but right now, based on age and I guess we would say more or less the sort of suitability of it, it'd be hard to think about going forward. Now, way back in my day, the most controversial thing we watched in class, we watched Roots, which was a thing, and that turned into a whole comedy of errors as people started renaming each other at lunchtime. But there was an after-school special that was called Daddy that we watched, and when we watched it, we were surprised that one, we had an addict in our school that had a projector to watch TV, and two, we were watching after-school specials in Germany, which was kind of odd. And it was just a very tame for the time version back in the late 80s of a story of a young man in high school who gets a girl pregnant, and instead of going to Ivy Leagues, he has to stay home and work. Now, this is an issue that back in the day was pretty controversial, and back in these days, it's not quite so. In fact, we have, college basketball players who are very active with their kids, and some of them multiple kids, and on the way to becoming maybe stars in NBA. That's a whole other issue there. But watching something like this one, Adolescence, for our teenagers, for our preteens, to get an idea of how dangerous some of these social media things can be. Interesting take, but as I said, it's going to be a hard permission slip for me to actually sign. Let's take a moment to take a pause from the news. not from the overall interactions, because we still love you news nerds and need more of you here. But pause from news stories, 4 of them down, 4 more to go that you deem were conversational. We'll explain that in just a bit. But right now, we're asking you to help us out growing that News Nerd Nation sort of landmark by liking, sharing, subscribing to the videos you're watching right now and any of our content you deem worthy. Now, this video right here, which airs on YouTube, airs on Facebook, and airs on X Live, is one of the pieces of things we do to engage with you in our conversation pledge. So if you like the video, that means I'm doing good stories. I'm doing a nice mix of stories and not just sticking to railing on Donald Trump all day long, which I could do, which is fairly easy to do, which is what a lot of commentators do right now. But I want a full version of stories and things that are really conversational. That's the point of behind what we do. Like this one, I see I'm doing good work, and the algorithm may think that it's also good as well. They will share it with more folks. If you know folks who may enjoy this or hate watch it, share it with them directly so they can enjoy it or hate watch it and like it as well. And subscribe to this feed wherever you want it to be, whether it's YouTube or Facebook or X, or whether you want to get to our audio podcasts, which are just literally the audio of the podcast of these things here, or just the newsletter versions, just the words, just the text and links. Check out at our website, this is conversationproject.com, and subscribe to the place in the form that you like. Also, hot takes on TikTok as well. So the smaller clips of the shows, of the news stories at TikTok. Rejoice, as Coyote versus Acme has found a studio home after the Warner Brothers shelving. We told you about this a few days ago, about the possibility of the Coyote versus Acme hybrid animated live action film starring a lot of great folks who did a lot of great work, and we're like, but we're not going to see ourselves that sad. Won't be so sad. Warner Brothers shelved it for $30 million in 2023 for a tax write-off, but it has been acquired by Ketchup Entertainment for $50 million. They made the write-off plus some. Ketchup plans to release this film in theaters in 2026. It's directed by Dave Green and based on this Fraser's 1990 New Yorker article. The film features Wile E. Coyote suing Acme Corporation over defective products used in the pursuit of a runner. It includes John Cena, Will Forte, Linda Condor, and Tone Bell in this actual film. Ketchup Entertainment CEO Gareth West expressed enthusiasm about the acquisition, highlighting the film's blend of nostalgia and modern storytelling aired at longtime fans and new viewers. The initial shelving, like I said, came with backlash from Warner Brothers as they were essentially trying to save some money. Also shelving the almost complete Batgirl movie. No word on whether they can sell that and make that come alive someplace, because Warner Brothers owns all of the rights to all of the DC characters. That's going to be one that's going to be hard to really give up. But we'll see what happens as we get a chance to see the work for Coyote versus Acme. Will Forte and John Cena have been very vocal about the work they did in this one and want this one to be put out. It's not the Snyder Cut, but it is a bit of fun and nostalgia for all of us. Speaking of nostalgia, I gave my nephew, who's 2 years old, a big binder full of basketball cards. He initially looked at them for about 10 minutes and went back to playing with his ball, which is what you expect. And none of them are worth what we have right here. There's nothing in there of main value, because I assumed he'd just basically pull them out and, fold them up, eat them, or whatever, which is fine. These are 2 cards that just went to market on auction and made big bucks for their owners, and now they are big time talk about things, big time collector's items, big time showcase things for new owners. LeBron James rookie card sells for $1.159 million, and Caitlin Clark also sets a new record as well. The Golden Auctions event had notable sales from many sports memorabilia, but the cards in question here are 2003 Upper Deck Exquisite Collection Rookie Patch Autograph card, which had a patch of his jersey in there, sold for $1.159 million, and including the premium in the buyer. The card is numbered 99 and received 9.5 grade from the bracket grading service. Near perfect. Also, a card for Caitlin Clark, her rookie card, came in at $366,000 with a new record for highest price paid for a women's sports card at all. This one was a perfect 10 grade from an authenticator. The number 1 pick in 2024, of course, in the rookie draft and that year for the WNBA, showing a whole lot of love for the Indiana Fever, coming from Iowa and bringing a new life to the game that's still going on today. The previous record holder was Serena Williams, who had a card that sold for $266,400 not too long ago, May 2022. What this really means is that the popularity of trading cards as memorabilia is still alive, at least for the high-end collectors, for big things like this. A rookie card from LeBron and a rookie card from Caitlin Clark. Random cards, the trading. I don't see the kids doing that much trading anymore unless it's Pokemon, which is a thing. But we'll see how sports go along with this one, and people will get into the new rookies coming up in this next upcoming year for both basketballs, men and women, and all the sports that are getting their drafts coming soon. Baseball is here. The long slog of games throughout the summer is happening, and one person missing half those long slogs is Braves' Jurickson Profar, who received an 80-game suspension for PEDs, and he calls it the most difficult day of his career getting that notice. The outfielder from Atlanta has been suspended for 80 games without pay after testing positive for chronic gonadotropin, HGC, a performance-enhancing substance prohibited by Major League Baseball's Joint Drug Prevention and Treatment Program. So, performance-enhancing drugs. Profar, who's 32, signed a 3-year, $42 million contract with the Braves during the offseason after All-Star season with the San Diego Padres. So he had a lot of money coming to him. Half that money basically gone. In a statement, he expressed devastation, stating, "I would never willingly take banned substances. I'll take full responsibility and accept MLB's decision." Braves organization responded with disappointment, emphasizing their support for the MLB's drug program and expressing hope that Profar will learn from the experience. The result of this suspension, Profar will miss half the regular season, is ineligible for postseason play in 2025. So if they make the playoffs, he's done. Braves started the season with 4 consecutive losses, so they're already off to a terrible start. And so this is just more bad news for the Braves. This particular suspension adds to a list of players who've been penalized for performance-enhancing drugs, underscoring the league's ongoing efforts to maintain a fair, competitive environment for all players. For those listening to the audio, sorry about that. Having a bit of a coughing fit. And finally, number 8 story for the day. Lady Gaga announces the Mayhem Ball North American Arena Tour. Now, no word on what Lord Gaga has to say on this one, but Lady Gaga is putting out the word that she's spreading across North America with the Mayhem Ball Tour. It's an arena tour supporting her latest album, Mayhem. The tour is set to begin in July at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, 16th to be exact. Now, some dates include Las Vegas, Seattle, New York, Florida, Chicago, and pre-sale going on in April 1st. That is today. No fool on this one at 12 o'clock local time, wherever you are. The general sales start on the 3rd. That's being on Thursday at 12 local time as well. Tickets be available through Lady Gaga's official website. Yay! And Ticketmaster. Boo. While specific pricing for Mayhem Ball has not been disclosed, tickets for Gaga's previous tours range between $50 and $300, depending on where they were, the venues, and the seats. VIP packages offering exclusive experience are also expected to be available. High demand, expect these things to be out there pretty quickly, so look for your ticket to be gone fast. They're also adding some shows for her last gig in going through Barcelona in October 2023, because additional dates will be added to make sure that things go forward for the North America and international settings. Have some fun with Lady Gaga this summer and get a chance to see her supporting her new album, Mayhem. Not the guy, the album, and you can see Lady Gaga do her thing in front of folks with you, near you. And it might help if I actually hit the button. So there's Lady Gaga, there's Mayhem. I'll have to redo this story, obviously, for the recaps. Now, we have wrapped up the 8 stories we have for the day. We're glad to have those there, and glad that you had along to help us pick those stories. This is where we tell you how those stories get picked. We take news articles from various sources across the internets all day long, all night long, all the time. Every 50 minutes or so, we post a new article link from somewhere. It could be anywhere, a place you love, a place you don't love, a place you may scratch your head at, because we do as well. What we would look you to do is check your feeds periodically, see what's going on in our world, more basically in your world. Check your feeds when you're checking your own Facebook and X feeds, and you can see what we're talking about, and you can tell us if we want to talk more about it. Facebook.com/This Is the Conversation Project and X.com/TH_conversation. What you do at them places is, as you engage with those stories, clicking the like buttons, the love buttons, the hate buttons, the mean face buttons, giving them replies, and of course sharing them around the internets. You can tell us what stories are worthy to talk about. The higher a score of engagement a story gets, better chance you have of talking about it. Tuesday through Friday, we give you 8 stories for this show here. From the top half or so of stories on the day, around 30 or so stories. Monday, we gave you 10 stories from the top half or so of stories in the 90 stories we got there. So You can pick and choose, or you pick, then we choose. We choose from those stories, 8 stories from Tuesday through Friday, and 10 for Monday to give to you as the best stories. If you don't like them, email me at the conversation inbox at gmail.com and let me know exactly which stories weren't the best ones or which stories you actually like if you want those as well. Oh, the story. We call this a teaser because we talk about a story that may be popping up near you soon to you based on when you're watching the video. The headline of this AP story reads, Head chef orders fitness standards to be gender neutral for combat jobs. So you want to talk this story up a bit more and have it in the big lineup for tomorrow? It's up to you. You make it happen. Now, yesterday we teased the story about the Pistons and the Timberwolves with 5 players and 2 coaches ejected after a fight in the second quarter of a game a couple of days ago. We decided, based on your numbers, you didn't get that much engagement to it, so it didn't get much look for a first round go. So we're not talking about this one, even though I was thinking big things on this one. We're going to pass on this one, but will we talk about Head Chef tomorrow, or what will we talk about? We'll have to pick 8 stories, and it's up to you to help us pick them 8 to go forward. So I've been working a lot on some side things, some things that are not so much evergreen, but easy to pull, that because they're made from simple algorithm pulls, simple info dumps, simple things like that. In my part of my other life, if you will, part of the things I do just to be me, include some other things in more better media. And one thing that I'm really into, although I am not a stock analyst, I am not a broker, so I do not offer any financial advice. This is all for learning purposes and to learn more things about some stocks. We have, More Better Media has a website called Very Boring Business Advice at veryboringbusinessaadvice.com. And up there, we offer you various boring business advice. On Tuesdays, we post an article on how to invest or what to look for in investments. And then all week long, Monday through Friday, we give you 6 stocks every single day to just check into. 6 stocks to watch, we call it. They are, for all practical purposes, they are random. We just go through lists of stocks from various places to see what stocks are essentially in the news or in people's eyeballs, or some stocks that are way out there that we're just, hey, we go deeper in some lists to see how they're traveling, and we give you some information on those basic stocks to go into detail so that you can check them out and see whether they're a stock worthy of putting to your portfolio or whether they're a stock worthy of getting rid of based on what's going on in the current. Now, that one's called 6 Stocks to Watch. On Saturday, we give you the market week that was, which gives you Monday through Friday, the wrap up of the week that was the stock markets. 5 different markets with their ups and downs, opens and close, and how much they've changed. Plus a brief rundown of how the markets sort of reacted over the week, a quick synopsis of just how good or bad things happened overall, plus 5 to 7 stocks to look out for in the upcoming weeks. And these are stocks that may have been covered in 6 Stocks to Watch, but these are stocks that a lot of analysts, a lot of news folks have gotten onto, or things that are brand new. The core source IPO from last week, brand new source, so it was there out there. I was looking to get some of that in using Robinhood. Thank you very much. So I'm in on that one. Of course, as IPOs do these days, they lose pretty quick. We'll see how long it takes for App to basically jettison it. But there's a link here on the video, and there's a link inside of the presentation. It's a quick link so you can get to it that goes to the landing page for signing up for these newsletters. 6 Stocks to Watch in the market week that was. You can go to the website, veryboringbusinessadvice.com, and join there and see these things posted 6 days a week from Monday through Friday, and then Saturday for the market week that was. But you can also just sign up for the newsletters, then get them directly in your inbox every single day. 7:20 a.m. for the stocks, 8:20 on Saturday for the market week that was. Doesn't really matter at that point because you're just looking at the reviews, and you can enjoy getting more knowledge. Now, once again, I am not a stock analyst. I'm not a money making professional. I try to make money. I'm not a professional in the worlds of finances and stocks and brokerages. So this is all being given to you as informational advice and information to learn, things to learn and grow on. There is no stock market advice. There's no asking for you to buy or sell, other than possibly using Robinhood as and our affiliate link at thisisconversationprod.com/Robinhood to use that, get our commission. But other than that, I get nothing from these stock picks other than the fact that I get a chance to learn and grow myself, and I'm sharing that knowledge with you. Let me know how you think about this one, and let me know if you sign up for the newsletter so I can shout you out in the future on one of these things here. Go to the website for the business, for this investment advice, veryboringbusinessadvice.com, and there's a link that says newsletters, or click the link in this description of this newsletter, of this video, and you can get in on the details on this one. Not stock advice, no, not a mission to sell, not a mission to buy, nothing like that. Just something to learn. The Conversation Project lives online at this. It's conversationproject.com. Your voice helps shape the news, at least the coverage that we give here. Join the community that values meaningful conversations, fresh perspectives on the stories that truly impact our lives by you telling me what to talk about in our shows every single weekday morning. I post news articles on the feeds every single day, Monday through Friday. The feeds are on Facebook and X. If you see those feeds and you see us there, see what we're talking about. And if you think we're worthy of chatting up a story here in this forum, engage in that story. Engage it by liking it, by loving it, by hating it, by sharing it, by replying to it. The more you engage in a story, the better chance we have of talking about it in the next iteration. For today's stories for Tuesday, you have a chance to talk about them together in the Wednesday edition. This makes this a dialogue and not a monologue. This is not just me reading out stories that the printer gave to me, although they are stories the printer gave to me. This is me reading stories that you told me to check out first, putting them out there, the ones that seem to be the most relevant, the most conversational, and having that conversation with you here. Email me at theconversationinbox@gmail.com if you think I got the wrong stories. Check out our website again at thisistheconversationproject.com for more details on how we do things and more of the things we've done in the past. Also, links to more sponsors and links to our partnership page if you deem us worthy. And of course, our origin story is there as well. Most important thing you can do is follow us in the feeds and email us with any questions, comments, or concerns. Praise would be nice as well at theconversationinbox@gmail.com. With that, we've wrapped up a Tuesday edition of the things you might have heard. I am Jay Cleveland Payne on this April 1st edition. No fools here. All straight news stories. Nothing to be silly about. All these stories are real stories. None of them really were all that odd, so I don't see why you think they wouldn't. But all these stories, real stories for this April 1st, 2025. If you are lucky enough to get the prank of the day, get a prank today, do it in jest. Take it on in stride and just have fun with folks as possible. If you're not the pranky guy, make sure they know that ahead of time before they start putting salt into sugar dispensers, because it can get ugly really, really fast. Making sure you have a great day. Love you guys. Mean it. Do what you can to stay limber, stay hydrated, and on task for all the grand things you are here to do on this here planet, because life is a marathon. Don't try to make it a sprint. Love you. Mean it. Let's get out of here for this Tuesday. Back again tomorrow morning. At least I'll record tomorrow morning. You can watch when you want to for a Wednesday edition of Things You Might Not Have Heard.